DreamHack Open is brought to you by Astro, Monster Energy, Corsair, Hacks, and GGBet.
Welcome back to France, ladies and gentlemen. That's right, we are here for DreamHack Open Tour 2018. We've got 3 more best of 3s to go. We've just seen one Tort have left the competition and AGO have moved forward to play Gambit later today. And up next, we will see Imperial squaring off against Hellraisers. My name is Parla, and I am your host for this event, and I'm still joined on the desk by Blair and Natu. Guys, lunchtime soon. I'm feeling a bit peckish.
Hopefully the teams are not hungry.
Yeah, I hope they
Except for frags.
That's why I liked Dosha,
Hungry
right?
for victory, that's what I was going to say.
We saw it yesterday, Gambit, right before they were about to play the first game. Dosha's happily having his lunch. I'm like, yeah, that's how you approach a game.
Gotta get that energy
Full
in,
stomach, yeah.
Right? So we started today with a match from Group A. This second match will be from Group B. Let's get that up on screen and we can see how everything has played out so far. So it began with North and Imperial, 16-14 in favor of North, who then went on to play Envious, who had absolutely demolished Hellraisers on Inferno, and meaning in our lower bracket we are exactly where we are now, Imperial versus Hellraiser. And whoever wins that will play Envious later today. North through directly to playoffs. All right, guys, so give me your initial thoughts on which maps you think these teams will be favoring in our best of 3.
Yeah, well, here's the thing, right? Both the teams have a common permanent nuke ban. That's one map that both these teams don't like playing on, right? So it's going to come down to who's going to be. It's going to be a game of chicken. Who's going to ban it out? I'd like to see Hellraisers be a little bit more confident here and try and ban out a map like Overpass, for example, take it out of the picture, and then kind of force Imperial to go for the nuke ban. And I'd also like to see, I actually wouldn't be surprised if Hellraisers actually brought out Inferno again or allowed it through, because yesterday's game, it felt like an anomaly. I don't think Imperials have the depth to kind of recreate that, and I do believe you're going to be seeing Dust 2 coming out here.
Actually, Angel's teams were usually really good on Dust 2 as well. He's always been, individually speaking too, it really caters to his liking of playstyle, being mega aggressive and making these cheeky pushes here and there, so I wouldn't actually be surprised if that was the case, that Dust 2 would be in the mix, and it's going to be Imperial.
And it is indeed picked by Imperial.
Yeah, no, I mean, that's fair enough. Now the nuke ban comes in from Hellraisers and Cash goes out by Imperial. Mm-hmm. Makes sense, always been a comfort map for Hellraisers, and that means that it's going to be decided on Train if we go that far.
Well,
tasty.
Hellraiser picking Inferno, of course. They're saying that yesterday was a lucky turn for Envious because they were absolutely destroyed. It was 16-3.
The worry for me is that yesterday, the way that they were playing,
they lacked the initiative and the aggression.
They were very,
right?
very stale.
Yeah.
They would take top and mid control, for example, let 30 seconds pass, nothing happening. That would give a window of opportunity for the CTs to make a play. We saw Envy do a lot of the times, pop flashing in, pushing from multiple angles simultaneously, getting those kills. Or, if anything, and if Imperial has expected this, they should definitely have checked out that demo and the things that Envy was doing. But then, do we see Hellraisers being able to adapt? It's a different story. They are not very, I would say, not very well constructed team in terms of tactically speaking, so you don't see a lot of heavy executes. It's a lot about defaults, gaining control, and then making plays that are usually impulsive, you could tell.
Yeah.
You can say they react to situations more than anything.
But then again, if you look at Imperial, right, it's a mentality they're going to be approaching this with. Envious had absolutely nothing to lose yesterday, and they just went out. They were having fun. They were taking high risk plays, pushing banana, pushing apps at the same time, and all that. If Imperial just go out, all guns are blazing, they might stand a chance here. But I think I like this pick from Hellraisers, the fact that they've kind of forgotten about yesterday. They're like, it's okay. I'm sure, knowing Angel, that he would have done his homework. He's like, we got to fix this, and this. And as I as long as they work on those fundamentals, I think they have a pretty solid chance on Inferno.
Let's zone in to Imperial. So yesterday it was 16-14 against North, which is very close. But they massively failed in that second half to close the game out because Imperial were up 12-3. How can they avoid making those same mistakes today?
I mean, if they were in a similar situation as they were yesterday, where they have a massive first half, obviously, you know, they played too stale on the City side. You know, they were trying to play it too safe. They needed to kind of gamble, especially in a map like Dust 2, where you can do that. But the good thing for this team, definitely Nuki and Esperanto were playing lights out, and they were really, really, really good in a lot of mid-round situations, the 3-on-3s, the 3-on-4s, and so forth. With the next kill or two would make a massive difference, and those were the guys that were making that difference. So I think this is going to be a very, very close one, and it could turn out to be a bit of a brawl here, because both teams, or neither of the teams, play very structured way of Counter-Strike, but it's a lot about reacting, it's a lot about taking initiative, it's a lot about those mid-round situations. So I feel like, you know, pound for pound, they can actually definitely match what Hellraisers has to offer.
Yeah, one thing I'm looking forward to is the AWP battle that's going to take place with Nuki and Woxic, right? He really didn't have any opportunity to get his hands on a big green gun yesterday because the money was in shambles throughout. You know, nothing really happened for them. But I think Woxic is going to be the main guy, at least on Dust 2. But keeping that aside, like Issa, Dead Fox, Issa, as well as Bondic had his moments, but Issa and Dead Fox really struggled. Dead Fox especially was nowhere to be seen. Even Issa wasn't able to do much. So on Inferno, it is their map pick. You know, they seem to be confident here, but they need to switch things up. And again, if they start on the T side, they need to start, you know, getting a few rounds together. And like Natu mentioned, they need to be a little bit more proactive, not just, you know, get mid control and be like, all right, now what do we do? That can't happen here.
Yeah. You got to be able to force the utility out of the CT's hands basically as soon as possible. So you either be aggressive in mid or Banana, preferably Banana, because that gives you so much more room, and then kind of feel out what's going on. Because as we saw in the previous game, if you let the CTs have that one extra molly in the B bomb side, that's going to nullify a late round push into that bomb side straight away. So it is a game of waste the CT's utility as soon as
You had a pretty
possible.
nice rhyme as well for that.
Can't remember it anymore.
Never mind.
Hey, wait a second, guys. If Natu has a rhyme, a poem, a song, a tale that he needs to get out there, now is the time to
He's
do
such
it.
a shy, you know, reserved gentleman.
I'm not really. No.
Oh, really? No? Okay.
But I just forgot it. It's
He has once been described
It was
as
amazing,
the
I remember it.
Shakespeare of Finland.
never mind. Let's move swiftly along. Dead
To
Fox,
Dead
like
Fox.
like we mentioned, he definitely had a rough outing yesterday. And I mean, he's more like the passive kind of hopper. He's not the one to be taking a lot of initiatives. Not the mobile type, which is kind of the modern era of opping.
Yeah.
But on his day, he could definitely be effective. But and now, this is one of those days where, especially on a map like Inferno, CT side, that mobility, the ability to be all over the map is definitely something that will make a T side have a lot of gray hair.
Indeed, absolutely. And here's the thing, right? For Imperial, I don't. Train is something where even though HR don't play Train that often, they have shown that they can hold their own on that map as well. So I don't think they'd be looking to take it to map number 3. Imperial would want to close it out in 2 maps. The Dust 2, I would actually favor them if they fix the small little things on the CT side. They can be pretty potent, and we haven't seen Hellraisers play Dust 2 at all, right? So
But I feel like
Right now, guys, let's just point out that the people at home that are betting on GGBet and the odds put out by GGBet are currently 2.91 to 1.36 Imperial Hellraisers respectively. I think that's a bit of an over valuing of Hellraisers, maybe just slightly.
yeah, I mean, again, it comes to the fact that Imperial just did change the player rate.
Yes, Crystal is of course brand new. And
as
we
an
saw that
in-game
on-
leader as well.
Yeah, and we saw that maybe playing slightly yesterday with their CT halves, where we often see in CS new teams struggling more on that side where they don't have their exact setups and they can't just roll over the opponents, maybe like they can on the T side. So maybe you're right, but I do feel the odds could have been a bit tighter. I don't know.
Also over the fact that HR would got demolished by Envious yesterday,
Yes,
right?
exactly.
So 2 factors coming into play, but I think overall, yeah, HR should have this unless Imperial really go above and beyond. To be very honest, I don't know about you, but I think HR should have this pretty comfortably in 2 maps. To be honest.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it's going to be mega comfortable. Definitely feel, like I said, in my opinion, because this is not like a case where a tactical team versus a team that just grinds, but it's two grindy teams coming head to head against one another. So I feel it could be down to those couple of 3-on-3, 3-on-4 situations in the key rounds that will swing it one way or the other. I do believe HR are definitely the ones that are sitting on top of this pile, and they're going to be the ones that probably come out on top. But
I think HR probably will, but I think because of Inferno and Dust 2, Imperial could nudge it out into, but I don't think they will. I'm going to end up voting later when we do those predictions. But nonetheless, guys, we've got a bunch going on here at DreamHack Open Tour 2018. Lots of other things that you can also get access to, and that is through Snipe. Don't forget, if you would like to do that, all you need to do is head on over to dreamhack.com/digital pass, and it will give you access to a multi-view experience, highlights, and other exclusive content. I often love that stuff. You sometimes see me walking around backstage doing backflips and sometimes double somersaults.
Of course.
You've seen that, right, guys? Tell everyone at home that I'm telling the truth. Okay, let's get into predictions. Blair, Natu, tell me who you think is going to take it.
Hellraisers is going to take it. Whether or not it's going to be Game 2, probably is. But yeah, like I said, two grindy teams. A couple of rounds here and there can make that difference of it becoming super hard for them, but I feel like HR definitely should have the upper hand. They have the experience. They have pound for pound slight edge.
I'm going to agree with Nato, but you know what? I'm going to throw Imperial a little bit of a bone because I think it's going to be 2-1. I think it's going to go to the third map. It's going to be a much closer affair, but yeah, HR should have this.
Okay, I think Hellraisers will win in 2, and that is my official vote, as you can see on screen. But I do think Imperial could potentially do it in 2 as well. Anyway,
very flip-floppy.
No, but that's why I clarified my money, so to speak, is definitely on Hellraisers, but I specifically think Imperial could do it in 2 rounds as well. Anyway, let's get our casters involved. Come on, is that not a decision, Hugo?
That's absolutely not a decision.
I'm saying...
Not at all.
Oh, God, wow. You're like Connor. Connor changes his predictions 5 minutes before the game. Actually, to be fair, I did that
Connor
today.
changed his mind on everything.
I mean, you didn't even make up your mind. You went for both teams.
No, I didn't.
Technically, you're right. I mean, you can't get it wrong at this point.
No,
I mean,
I'm
Imperial
not doing the wish-washy thing. I'm making specific prediction with Hellraisers and saying something else, a possibility, but my money's not on that. All right, let me get my wallet out so you can see it on the table there.
Open it up. The moths will fly
There's
out.
no money in it. There's nothing.
Well,
if I had to make a prediction, you know what? I'm going to go with Hellraisers here.
Really?
Well, I said Torqued in the
Okay.
opening BO3 when we were talking about the potential upset, and I was just dead wrong. So things are going to go the way they should, and Hellraisers are going to step up after the whooping they received from the Frenchmen yesterday.
I'm going risky with this one, actually. I'm going to go with Imperial. I think I wouldn't be surprised if Hellraisers pick up Inferno, because that's like historically been a good map for this team and definitely looked good on that recently. But given not only their performance yesterday, but also Imperial showing up against North, albeit losing, that they were really, really prepared on Dust 2 to some extent, maybe, just maybe, we could see that third map go the way of Imperial, so why not?
Okay, well, Hugo and Scrawny, things haven't exactly gone the way we expected so far here in Tour, and let's find out if that might happen again.
Thank you, gentlemen. Hugo, I'm ready for this one. It's our second BO3. There's similarities to be drawn between, Torqued versus AGO and this one here, but I feel like we've just kind of, elevated the caliber, right? I'm looking for more explosive Counter-Strike. What I want to see is the Woxic of BetsNet Masters #1.
Yes,
a 1.38 rating, I believe, just dropping massive kills, just crapping on everybody. It made it look so easy. They weren't even playing the same game there. And, remember, of course, Hellraisers, they're supposed to be in Dallas this weekend. But because of the visa issues, end up in Tour. I feel like that, is already, in their minds, a little bit of a downgrade, to be fair. And so a result that would be disappointing, coming off of a victory at a, recent 100K event, they don't want to be going downwards, Hugo. They want to progress. They want to skyrocket towards what I think is an incredibly high skill ceiling, because these two pickups, Woxic and Isa, have completely kind of reinvigorated Hellraisers to me. There was that time where they were always like these gatekeepers. They've been floating. Angel's been in this project forever now. And this is, I think, one of the heaviest hitting Hellraisers that we've seen in quite some time.
Oh, for sure. It's just the question mark on this matchup, right? We come into this event, say this was the first game of the event, everyone would pick Hellraisers. I mean, everyone on the desk really did, apart from Palo, who didn't pick anyone. But in this game, it's just the big, it's the big question mark of, do Hellraisers just repeat their performance from yesterday? Because if they do, and they show what they showed on this exact map up against Envy, then Imperial could just completely stomp over them. It's a complete question mark. We don't know which Hellraisers we're going to see. And this is not really a team known for inconsistencies as well. This is a team known for being on the rise recently, starting to be able to take series off of top teams, getting deep runs in tournaments. And then they come into this event looking as one of the favorites, alongside maybe Gambit, you could argue, and they just get completely obliterated on day one. This is not what anyone expected.
To be fair, I think nobody even expected the performance from Envious that we got yesterday.
Yeah, right?
I mean, they looked amazing on Inferno. Kiyoshima sitting at 15-0, and then, surviving 10 consecutive rounds. It didn't stop, Hugo. It didn't stop. And then we see them switch into Dust 2 and just get pounded by North. And North, of course, had a weak showing in one half versus Imperial. So part of me does believe Hellraisers is just going to now show their true colors.
Yeah.
They'll stain these maps in red.
I certainly hope so, and I still do think, regardless of the outcome, the Hellraisers should take Inferno. Right? This is a map that it's very hard to run with a solid team. And Imperial are a team that just changed their IGL, at least temporarily, at the very least for this tournament, with Crystal joining. So that creates further question marks. Again, you can go into Dust 2 with a new team and win that, or at least get very close to winning that up against North yesterday in terms of them, getting 14 rounds at the very least. But coming into Inferno, that's a whole nother ballgame, Connor. That's a whole different situation and a very difficult map to run, especially on that CT side. Calling rotations, calling setups, and knowing when to adjust at least between passive and proactive play and taking banana control and giving mid up. We're going to see... We're going to get a really good understanding, I think, this game of how Crystal fits into this team and how they're going to perform in a sense of strategic. So, yeah, I'm excited to see this. I think there's a lot of questions going into this matchup, and I think at the end of the day, it's anyone's game. And which Hellraisers do we get?
What also makes me excited to watch Hellraisers here on Inferno 2 is Bondik's ability to clutch. I'm so glad remember, he had a stint with Tai Lu at one point. Bondik's a man of the world, Hugo. But now,
he's used to carry.
Yeah, he's back where he belongs in my mind. Obviously under a very strong in-game leadership as well of Angel. I just feel like Hellraisers have all the pieces. They have all the pieces to succeed, and they had been on the rise. The only anomaly, the only bump in the road has been that game versus Envious.
Yeah.
It happened on Inferno, of course. That's a crazier part. We thought surely Hellraisers would be able to put up a result, and yet disappointment, I'm sure, not just for us, really, but them. And they're looking to rebound now.
I really do want to finish off with what you said in terms of having all the pieces. In my opinion, the best IGL from the CIS region. They've got Bondik, who's just an all-rounder, great clutches, great supportive work, can prove he can carry a team. As you said, stint in Tai Lu, he was the best player on that team, even above Bentet at certain events like RG Masters. I remember he dropped 38 kills in a map, and it was in regulation as well, and they still lost the game. And then you've got two of the biggest upcoming talents in this region, that being Isra and Woxic. And Woxic proving, I don't think you can even say upcoming anymore. I think we're past that. Woxic proving that he is one of the best AWPers in the world. And I think that's a very hard point to argue against. Maybe he hasn't shown it, in deep in tournaments, in grand finals versus tier 1 teams. But at this caliber, at this level, it's like he's just one step ahead of everyone.
Yeah, I'd say they'd make it if they can, give us something here to talk about today.
Yeah.
Going out 0-2 at this event, I think, starts to unravel some of the work that they've already done, some of the progress they've made. If you go down 0-2 in the groups here at Tour, then what would have happened in Dallas? Of course, I don't really want to sleep on Imperial either, because I think yesterday when, of course, playing Dust 2, where things were simplified and streamlined, we did see some incredible individual level. Esperanto, great entry frags. You cannot sleep on this kid.
And every time we saw Imperial in like a 3-on-5, it would just be Esperanto just find 2 kills out of nowhere. It's like, oh, okay, don't worry, they're going to win the round.
Yep. So again, I think what this comes down to is kind of the similarities, again, being drawn to our opening best of 3, where it's like, well, the underdog may pick up their own map. Dust 2 obviously playing to the strengths of Imperial, frag hungry, and they have a clear ability to aim. But I think they might just get outclassed on Inferno, so we'll have to start with this one.
Another thing good to talk about Imperial is the rise of Nexa, right? Because when we originally saw him on that stint in Renegades, he was there for a few months, he was really underwhelming, let's be honest there. He didn't really show his form in any way, shape or form in that team. And now coming into this roster, I was kind of questioning when I saw him, because I was going, okay, we've seen him really once play like proper events, and he was not as good as we hoped he would be. And then in this team, he's one of, if not the star, alongside maybe Esperanto, you could argue. So it's nice to see Nex actually find really good form in this exact team. And if that can continue, if he can show that here today, maybe we could have Imperial finding this victory.
You know what really impressed me with Imperial yesterday too is Nuki's ability to op.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a little one-sided once he had to deal with Mertz on the T side of Dust 2. But when he himself was on the T side and he had those constant abilities to get that mid pick, well, he was doing a great job. And I mean, you can do that here on Inferno. It's a little bit more difficult with the T's having a bit of a more timing on the ramp, right? You've got grenades in your face as well. You are that much closer, so the op not necessarily at such a huge advantage. But if he wants to start trying to pummel them at the beginning of a round on the CT side, then that's something I believe can go their way too.
Well, I mean, a bit of a prediction that Nuki was going to be a good addition was Tom Biz. Quite a Lithuanian knowledge expert.
Yeah.
That's where he started his career, the fellow caster from the UK. And when he saw Nuki join this team, I was like, okay, what's that about? I was asking him, and he's saying, just trust, just give it some time and wait. And we didn't even need to give it time. Nuki has proved to be a very, very strong addition to this roster. And I'm excited to see how they're going to do here in Tor on day number 2, Connor. We're getting right into map 1. The pick of Hellraisers as they look to find the victory here on Inferno on the T side.
That is where they'll begin. And they'll immediately head their way down middle. It's a 3-player stack from Imperial towards the B site, but Hellraiser's just looking to play the trade train straight towards A. Esperanto and Tensky up towards App. Nice headshot. Oh my goodness. There is the double kill. Issa able to drop his teammate over the shoulder, so Esperanto's really pinned in here. Oh my goodness. He plucks Bondik from the sky. Now Woxic's gonna get dropped by Issa, who is the only player trying to put up kills here at this point. He's gonna need himself the pistol round ace. He has dropped 3 bodies, but there's 2 more nearby.
And he hasn't seen the fact that both of them have crossed the cart. Both of them are on the left side. He's still checking long. Doesn't even know they're both up short, let alone in this off position as he climbs around the corner to check that he spots both. He gets a shot. Issa with 1 bullet, needing to find the head of Crystal here in this 1v1.
He's patient. There's the peak. Crystal comes wide, and he gets himself back to the safer side. Can easily wrap around towards Apps, but the re-peek from Crystal. He needs not the cover or redirection, Hugo. He just wants his frags. Streamlines it, keeps it simple. But Esperanto, my God, what an anchor down in the pit.
Yeah.
That third frag, sometimes I just don't understand.
No, aiming for the player at the top graveyard, and then he gets peeked close and just flicks back down. Just impressive stuff here from the Lithuanian, and Imperial kicking things off with the first round on the board. We have Hellraisers forced up. An AK and Woxic, which I do like to see, as that's been dropped over. And armor on everyone else apart from Issa here. Deagles, CZs, just what you would expect in a second round, plus this solo Catalyst rifle from Issa that Woxic used to open up, or tries to at least, but he's not being given the peak. Esperanto sees the power of the rifle, but Nuki, he goes to the peak. Miscommunication here from Imperial, and Esperanto at least trades back, but the rifle is still up, and Issa's finding entries on short as well.
Got that UMP retrieved. Here comes a little bit of an expedition from Crystal, trying to catch the back end of this push, but it is Hellraisers just clamping down onto the bomb site now. Dead Fox has lost half his health. Bondik, of course, the second pistol arrow still for Hellraisers. But they've got their plant, and this puts Crystal and Nexa into a very awkward spot. They're coming in from separate directions. They're not even going to try to force the issue here.
Maybe exits, maybe grab this AK back. But Woxic, he can just save in the back of the pit. He doesn't even need to chase. Issa, who's not got a lot to lose, can at least give it a bit of a go here towards short with the Deagle, but unable to find these 2 players. Hellraisers aren't keen on chasing them down. Again, they just want an eco, a force buy, if you will. So not much pressure on them to take guns away, because Imperial are going to be continuing these force wars you would expect, but Woxic goes down. So there's the AK dropped, and it won't be saved as well. Bondik going to go down to the bomb. Everyone dies, in fact. So Hellraisers, yeah, they get the round, but both teams are kind of on the edge of money here. We have about 3 to 4k for Hellraisers. We have about 2 for Imperial. Certainly around where both teams will buy. And full CZs for the CT side as Hellraisers look to cobble together their money.
It's funny, eh? Woxic's the guy who's tasked with the hard carry in that round, seeing he's the only AK, but it's the Deagle of Issa that's still able to just get the job done. Drops 2 on the entry, everybody flooding forward, going back to what was the pistol play, a fast A hit through truck lane. A barrage of utility downwards from Banana. Crystal then parading himself into the open. He's only able to get himself one. Angel trades onto both. That's the B site open for the taking, but a little hesitation from Hellraisers, and that's fine. It's calculated and it's under control. They have no reason to commit into what could be a stack.
And, you know, this time wasted or saved for Hellraisers just means Imperial start to split up. One player goes towards B, they find a pick on A in the meantime, they double it, and now they can expect this last player's on the B site because, again, those early kills came through. That is the case, and Hellraisers win all their 1v1 duels in the 3v3, and that is their round to play with. Now it's Imperials to lose. There's just USPs and a solo flashbang for Crystal invested into this one, so expecting to see maybe a bit of a faster approach towards mid. We could easily see him play a passive B setup, and Imperial be popped into Banana once Hellraisers take control. Plenty of options here for Imperial, but not a lot of chances. Hell, Dead Fox is so confident he's only bought a Glock.
Single flash on Crystal. It'd be fun to see that have some impact here, right? Set up the play and just give us something to praise, but Dead Fox, he's the sacrificial lamb. Issa's ready to peek out now, and he does, of course, get the first headshot instantly. Spots so many bodies, and what a cleanup. Settle down. It's your teammate.
Well, no real problems for Hellraisers in this 4th round at the very least. It's just Nexa left to rotate into his eventual death. Will he take anyone with him is the question. Angel already starting to push the CT spawn, and he is going to get spotted, but jumping around the corner means it's hard to hit the headshot, but Angel will find his. So, Hellraisers off to a 3-1, and that round's certainly an improvement to the one a couple ago where they obviously lose all 5 players in the post plant to the bot. Still though, 3-1 score, and Imperial coming back in with a buy. I like this mixed buy as well from Imperial. They've got enough money for rifles, but because they want to prioritize some utility, 2 players are on UMPs. Yes, it's limited when it comes down to taking gunfights, but they can certainly delay this round enough with those incendiaries. Hellraisers, in fact, a cloned buy, it seems, with 2 UMPs of their own. Looking to go fast in towards B. Angel, nice entry there with the UMP. Nexa just ruined instantly. 1 player back on the site, and Crystal going to be calling for help as we see that rotation be formed in Nuki.
Ooh, great flashbang though. That's nice support for Crystal. He was out of utility, so he needed that one. Now, of course, we get all the forces from Hellraisers joining up towards Banana, but they're still not committing off of this. I like that. You still have utility to throw out. Let these grenades fade. Let Imperial second guess exactly what's coming their way. And sure enough, look at the hesitation here from the player over towards Library. They've split themselves effectively into the 2-2 setup here for Imperial. And just in terms of a numbers game, this gives Hellraisers a huge advantage. They've got a minute on the clock, Hugo. CTs have no map control. They're scared.
And now the doubt starts to set in, right? Imperial, do they stick with this 2-2 or do they send the player back towards another side of the map? They have no information. And Hellraisers have enough utility to even throw in a fake here, try and waste what limited incendiaries Imperial have left. It is just 1, and it's on the wrong side of the map as the push begins to come in through B. Nuki does hit the spray, but Crystal finishes the kill. Now it is just Nuki at the back of the site in a 1v3 essentially, but he can't put up the frag. Woxic takes him down, and Hellraisers take the man advantage as the plant goes in. Retake up for Imperial, but surely this is too much to ask for.
They will have the Molotov and kit for Tensky. That could be a very good way to flush Dead Fox out of the bomb site. Esperanto losing a sliver of his health, but then also winning a duel immediately, so that Molotov can now be used to block off the Banana peak. I think the question comes down to, do they expect Bondik to be so close in this corner? Because they're going to walk right into the headshot angle, and he's going to find himself the first, but he gives up his back. Now flips into the situation with Woxic by his side, and sure enough, Hellraisers get themselves another round. 4-1.
I like that approach as well from Hellraisers in the 2v2. I thought what was going to happen is Woxic was going to peek out wide, take the attention, and then while they're distracted on trying to kill him, Bondik goes for the close peek. But instead they swap that. Bondik is the one to make contact, and while Imperial are checking towards the pool, instantly we see the peek out from Woxic to support him and follow up with more kills.
What's really nice about that as well is if obviously Woxic tries to take the first initiative, right, like some would have assumed, then that's what they're anticipating. That's what they expect. So they use the element of surprise from Bondik, and then that left-right second blow to the face comes blasting in from Woxic off of Banana into the bottom of mid. Now he has the pistol. I feel like Hellraisers, they're just playing on hard mode.
Yeah, no, I like it when teams do this though. He's got $9,000. He could buy the AWP, but what if Imperial go for a fast approach? What if they rush down mid and they take out that AWP and Hellraisers don't get to save it, or even lose the round and give it over? That's a massive mistake to make. And having faith in your team that these 4 AKs can get the job done versus what is a near full eco for Imperial shows that, you know, no pressure on Woxic. You can get the AWP next round when we actually have guns for the CT side. Hellraisers should be fine. But again, this is Counter-Strike. Every round is winnable, and Imperial know that, so they hold it back on B. Hellraisers setting up for the play, though. All players towards the top of Banana, and Utility beginning to go over. 40 seconds on the clock, likely to be a commitment.
That's a nice deep Molotov towards Nubox. Crystal, the single flash pops out. That is enough to get himself 2 kills, maybe a third. Oh, Crystal! With a P250, he's making something of the round now. Bondik drops him, and with 25 seconds, they're gonna have to just flush their way to the bomb site. They've cleared it, sure, but Crystal has single-handedly made a situation where the rest of Imperial can still come in to upset.
They're about to work this out pretty quickly. Issa's already pushed a CT spawn. He now must know it's coming from Banana. All 3 players from Imperial. You see Issa and Bondik trying to clear out the ruins, make sure no one is sneaking around. Now they know all 3 players up towards this Banana position, beginning to push on through. Bondik goes for the peak, takes the face, and wins the fight. Double down from Bondik, and now it's just Bondik in a 1v1, looking for the 4K. Nade to the bomb, but Nuki gonna move back. No kit to work with, and time is of the essence, but he's going the right way. As Bondik makes footsteps, Nuki walks into it, and it's Bondik to save the day. 4 kills, and finds the clutch here for Hellraisers, but it came down damn close.
Yeah, that's a very scary situation for Hellraisers. Obviously, when there's still 3 players alive, you have CT control, and there's no one else on bomb site, you're thinking it could be the flank, but you have to clear construction first. If you don't clear construction, then there could always be that looming threat hiding behind some boxes. And the problem is that while they clear construction, they give up the guns. Those last 3 players coming in on the retake have AKs in their hands, Hugo. So, awesome attempt there by Crystal. Just goes to show, like you said, any round can be winnable.
And while they don't make it so, this one could be a different story for Imperial, although they've lost the first man. A double AWP was pulled into this round. 1 of 2 killed and dropped over to Esperanto, but he's certainly lethal with that weapon as he wields it up on the A side. Crystal down on B with Nexa. Looking to take a bit of Banana control to counter the fact that they've already lost a man. But this pressure down B only makes Hellraisers think A is a better option after especially finding that first kill. So Hellraisers begin to walk up through the apartments, and luckily enough Imperial will draw a rotation. So Crystal moving background. No AWP left on B, which is dangerous, but they do have a double AWP on this A side, which could be exactly what they need. Smokes down for Hellraisers, so Imperial no sight down towards short or long. Imperial just cycle through their nades and Hellraisers try and wait it out. They've still got so many Molotovs and smokes left to go for this execute. Solo Man still sits on B as Imperial reluctant to rotate anyone over after Hellraisers showing so much presence up towards our Arch. And they are going to start to push up with Crystal in the AWP.
Ooh, good timing on the smoke. But Crystal, I like that he doesn't linger there. He just immediately makes his move. Wrap around towards Library. Now Angel catches the backside of Esperanto. Crystal's gonna have to step in, but look at this, a flurry of frags from Hellraisers. And the most disappointing of results for Imperial. I'm sure that one has them beating themselves up. Not a single kill, Hugo.
And now this is the Hellraisers that we know and love, Connor. This is the Hellraisers we expected to come into this event. They may have struggled on this exact map yesterday versus Envy, a team that have been in disarray recently, but no, it is day 2 where Hellraisers start to feel warmed up, and with 6 rounds on the board and 5 players kept alive in this one so far, things are looking confident here. Nexa just trying to save the gun, but Hellraisers looking to chase it down. They've already got 2 players near this B site. Nexa, he may get the timing. Here's the footsteps and gives away his position, but he takes a kill with it. Now the second player moving in through the ruins, but this is taking his time. He might not even challenge this one, just not to give away the gun, but he's making footsteps, and the noise of the bomb doesn't mean that it means Nexus doesn't hear the footsteps, and he goes down. So no gun save for Imperial. In a round that actually, if they saved that 1M4, they probably could have bought round it because they have a couple of players on 4,500 as well, but as a result, Imperial definitely shouldn't buy here. They've got that max loss, Connor. Half buy, maybe pistols, armor, some slight utility.
Hugo, if I've learned anything so far in France,
Yeah.
it's that a strong start like this means absolutely nothing. I mean, remember, Imperial up 12-3 yesterday versus North, still lose the game in the 30th round. Torqued, same versus Gambit. Torqued, start off versus On Train. It's not something, and I'm also not trying to say Torqued is the only team doing this. It just happens to be prime examples. So it's not too far gone. Good time to take a pause. Remember, of course, Imperial have nothing to lose on this map. Problem being is that Hellraisers just look like a completely different beast as to what we saw yesterday. And there's no Kiyashima in the server to drop 15 bombs. But unfortunately for Imperial, Cash is strapped. They'll find some pistols, Kevlar to boot. Tidbits of utility and a little bit of movement towards Banana, but there are players lying in wait. The trap has been set. The crossfire with a counter flash position as well. So there are layers to this, Hugo.
And they're just taking their time, feeling out exactly what kind of buy Imperial have, making sure it is the eco that they expect, not an SMG or shotgun rabid force buy. Dead Fox spots the flash over the top, but he's round the corner so he doesn't get blinded. Quick peek to Nexa, who he expects to push up after the flashbang, and with that, Hellraisers have a pick. Hellraisers very good at this map, but not rushing into stacks, though. They will slow it down after that one kill, just feel their way into the site and spot Crystal, who's been dangerous from this position before. This time he gets tagged down, pushed back. As the smoke starts to lie over, Angel finds his next kill into the site, and Hellraisers have control of B.
There's not even a flashbang here for Imperial to try to play with. Remember, that was actually a key piece to the 3K from Crystal. Angel just lines him up, knocks him down. Toppling faster than bowling pins. The entirety of Imperial is swept away without a single casualty sustained from Hellraisers. So this is not only convincing, Hugo, but it's looking pretty damn easy.
Yeah, not having too much of a problem, but the double AWP is back out, Connor.
Yep.
You see Nuki and Crystal pull them in once again. Crystal, of course, the ex-AWPer for Penta at one point. So he's definitely versatile with that weapon, but let's see if he can find anything with it. It's Nuki back towards A. He did peek mid into that previous round where we saw Imperial with this double AWP and went down, but this time it's Imperial getting aggressive on the other part of the map. Banana pushed through the smoke from Angel. He's actually got support, and Nexa somehow kills the player behind him. Angel ducked below the shot, but he does find the trade, leaving Crystal out to dry here at the top of Banana. Utility easily able to force him off this angle, and the flashbang does exactly that, gaining Hellraisers more and more map control by the second.
And there's very little likelihood that he takes a second gander down Banana. Obviously, if he dies, then that is B-site prime for the taking. In fact, Imperial have yet to move off of A. They have this Arch player still spotting middle, but Nuki's now getting wary. Oh, and the timing's not going to play into the favor of Imperial here. Had they only waited a little longer, he would have seen the presence, which now does walk through middle. Hellraisers having the anchor in apps, but Brackets control is what they've taken. Bondik, he's very good at exploding out from balcony.
But with two players in the pit, easier said than done. However, their attention likely to be focused on the players moving up through short, as well as this long wrap coming through from Angel. But he is held down himself by that of Nuki, rotating back in, but going straight down. Angel with the entry, and Woxic follows up. Everyone's dead here on the A site. And Connor, round after round, Hellraisers just not seeming to take casualties. These are not even close. It's not one of those games where Hellraisers are leading 8-1, but Imperial are just not able to make that final blow, take that final kill in the clutch. They are not even holding down the sites. Hellraisers are making a mockery.
I mean, we could just switch to Dust 2 now.
Yeah.
might be a way to help out Imperial here. They just seem to be getting outclassed on what is, again, right, not their map choice.
No.
And add in the fact that you have a new in-game leader. It's not like you have a new AWPer who can just be slotted into the role. It's not just an anchor either that you can just, not give big responsibilities to. Crystal has to manage the entirety of this team, and now they're just playing with their food, Hugo.
Woxic's B-hopping around corners with an AWP. Connor, that's not fair.
Just fooning.
Not allowed to do that.
Not supposed to.
Oh, dear.
But after yesterday's result, they do as they please. Having fun with it, smiles across the board. Definitely a different look than yesterday, but other than Dead Fox, every other player for Hellraisers has over $10,000 now.
dear, oh dear. Imperial going to need a big round here if they're going to win this with the pistols, but again, not leaning towards it. Push down, Banana coming through. Deadbox on the receiving end, looking to rack up some kills. Angel again, he's been so impactful into this matchup. Constantly looking down Banana for the T side, and again, Hellraisers have a massive advantage.
What's funny with that too is it's Angel in the exact same position. He's got his teammate playing counter flash, and Angel peeks laid off logs. There just hasn't been an instance where Imperial are actually able to curb that success. Hellraisers do what Hellraisers want. For now. Of course, still playing it patient, not being overconfident, not being haphazard on their executions. Thorough it has been. But both of these players for Imperial are close. Looking for some kills, if that means much at this point. Unfortunately, the smokes makes Esperanto's job a little bit harder, and it was already a near insurmountable task. There it is, just deleted. Tensky is not even given an opportunity, Hugo.
One bullet. I didn't even see him hit
laughing.
that.
Angel's laughing in the face of his opponents.
Oh, dear.
Bondik has no time for laughter. It is business.
Well, this is certainly a strong start for Hellraisers. Let's see if they continue this or eventually plateau. Imperial, no AWPs here. Connor's now laughing as well.
It's not even fair.
No, it's not, is it? Full rifles up for the CT side. Maybe the lack of AWP could help them in a way, because the double AWP certainly has not been working out for this team. Change for the better, we'll see. There's two players towards the top of Banana. Imperial this time not walking into the trap that Angel has set numerous rounds. Deep Molotov, they don't really have control to contest this, and with Angel seeing nades go over, he may try and take the fight, but it's actually Nexa to force both kills. Imperial section Hellraisers into Banana and find the double kill to secure the 5-on-3. Now this is the task for Hellraisers. They've not once been in this situation, this map yet. Not since the pistol. Can they claw their way back from a man disadvantage? Not only that, but a two-man disadvantage.
That's twice the disadvantage.
Yeah, that's quick maths.
Turbulent times ahead potentially for Hellraisers, at least here in the 11th round. The bigger picture looks a whole lot different. Utility as well for Imperial. This is great. This is the kind of moment that they should be locking down. You're at the 45-second mark and you have 3 belts of grenades. Start throwing this out. Delay any movement for Hellraisers. Don't give them a chance to work with a 30-second buffer. Not everyone needs to hold on to grenades. Now Hellraisers are going to start using their own. Throwing this out for the execute. Still, nobody has tried to stop this banana push, but it's going to be from over the top, and Nexa and Crystal combined. Great play from Crystal. Another multi-frag on the B site, and another round for the CT side.
I will say, Crystal's actually been really impressive so far this event for Imperial. While we've only watched a little bit of their playtime, he was, pretty good on Dust 2 when we saw them up against North, of course, locking down mid a lot of the rounds on the T side alongside the AWP. And this map, he's actually the only player who seems to really be kicking it in. Alongside Nexa, he has 11 kills. Nexa with 7. Everyone else far below. But still, Connor, despite Imperial picking up that previous round, Hellraisers, of course, have the money to continue reinvesting. And reset on the cards here. Luckily enough, Imperial kept players alive, so they have a bit of saved money. But at the end of the day, if Hellraisers find one more round, it's a hard reset. It's money gone from Imperial, and it will be difficult to buy back up for this team.
It's a situation where Hellraisers aren't thinking, oh no, we've lost a round.
Yeah.
It's more so Imperial thinking, shit, we won one. Now what do we do? Because a reset would arguably seal their fate. So definitely a time to take a pause. You need to smooth out any issues. Come in with a game plan. Hell, they don't even come with an AWP, Hugo. No sniper to try to count that of Woxic. Nuki still definitely one of those AWPers that is formidable with a rifle too. Ooh, nice run boost from Tensky. Chucks Esperanto. Up and above. And at least Imperial do move forward with a nice buy, right? I don't want to see them come into this with just a couple of rifles and no grenades. Give them an honest chance.
But look at this pace from Hellraisers. They just run out apartments. Contact play from the T side. And flashbangs are perfect to support. Angel and Deadfox both finding opening kills after Issa drops a man in the apartments. And Hellraisers, just like that, that's a round 1. This is the nature of Inferno. You get those entries so quickly that Imperial don't have time to rotate into position. And while they're finally here, at this point, Hellraisers have the site on lockdown. Woxic with a flick. And Crystal, yeah, he's saying goodbye.
Yeah, guys, I'm going back to B. He'll linger around a little longer, but I mean, that's a moment whereby Imperial, they win a round, they take a pause. Obviously, they're coming in with some kind of a set strategy that they don't want to lose an initial advantage. Nobody's peeking or prying into the apps. Nobody's charging down the bottom of Banana. And when Hellraisers recognize that they're being given so much respect and so much space to work with, they have players on the cusp of that site all around it. And then in a matter of seconds, they clear the entirety of Imperial. So just another round for Hellraisers to add to the history books. This is looking like a fast one.
And Team Ace as well, everyone putting up impactful frags here for the side of Hellraisers. Not that that matters how you get the kills, as long as you're getting them at the end of the day. 10-2 is the score. And Imperial putting together what they can here, Connor, in the 13th round. As we near the end of the half, they need a couple. They need something here. It can't be another strong start for Hellraisers, because Imperial are going to have a tough job bringing this back. Angel trading up a Banana, running through the Molotov, and then to fall back. So, Imperial, they lose a man. They will rotate another one over towards the B site to bolster this defense. But again, every time Hellraisers have done this and gone into this 4v4, they just walk back up towards A. And again, with Woxic focus there with the AWP and the bomb far from committed, seems like a possibility once again for Hellraisers.
See, now, normally when Hellraisers do this, getting a 4v4 and just kind of pumping the brakes, we were watching Imperial split to the 2-2 defense. A little bit of a change here this time, with a third man on Arch and Crystal tasked to hold alone. Luckily for him, there's nobody actually nearby, although a recently thrown grenade could indicate some presence. Right now, Imperial have the right read. Unfortunately for them, these two players pushed up on truck lane are so susceptible to an apartments push. And if Dead Fox can distract inside of middle simultaneously, that's huge. But Dead Fox is gone. And both these CTs clear the area. They evacuate just as the push comes in. Sure, take the plant, but you're not going to have much to work with here because this is a 4v2.
And Esperanto's still here. He's got the cross. They may have a smoke for the cover, but they take the fight instead and actually win it. Tensky still here, has a good sight line before they can try and plant. He lines up both. Damage to the second as well as Woxic makes his way to the site. But let's not count him out. 15 seconds. He won't force the plant, but he does try and force a kill. However, Tensky's already wrapped background, and Imperial starting to show a little bit of confidence. That's important. You can't just give Hellraisers the room. If you can try and suffocate them and try and force these kills like Tensky did there from the apartments, maybe they have a chance to pick up the last couple of the half.
That was really good timing from Imperial. Just as the guillotine was set to fall upon their heads, they get out of truck lane, they wrap back through apps, and they're able to win another round. So good decision making, and again, good positioning with 3 players on A. They got ahead of that push, and then made a move before Hellraisers could. They were quicker to the trigger. And Crystal looks to do the same this round, but he needs to run. 20 health, all that separates him from being burnt to a crisp. Now Esperanto trades one here inside of middle, but Woxic's right behind this, and Hellraisers are just going to play the trade game straight into A. Tensky needs to hold down this line.
A double entry, and again, slow rotation for Imperial. They've got to be faster on this one. It's Tensky now. First kill coming through, can't double it. Hellraiser's keeping the man advantage with the trade, and Woxic sends it one step further. It's just Crystal. He does have a bit of a sight onto Dead Fox, so this round's not over just yet, but he misses the follow-up shot. Luckily, makes his way through the smoke to the site, only to re-peek, and Woxic, he doesn't want to take the fight. They still have 2 Molotovs. Hellraisers don't need an engagement. They can just burn out the bomb till the end of time, and both of them in the apartments. Surely an unexpected post-plant, but a wallbang for Crystal. He found it through the window of the apps. Woxic's down to 20 points of health, but Crystal already knows this round is over. A nice attempt at the very least, and damage that he isn't aware of, but it is a 11th for Hellraisers. They continue this strong T-side, Connor.
What an incredible shot from Crystal.
Yeah.
Can we take a moment to appreciate the timing on that? Both players from Hellraisers wrapping in through apartments, and just as he gets to the cusp of the door, he's nearly sent packing. Although Bondic was set up in, I think, a very good position there, it was going to be the bait out through apartments, so Woxic is spotted inside apps, then Bondic needs to be found out.
Oh, so it's not through the window, because if you shoot it through the window, you usually would get a kill there, but he shot him actually through the brick just below it. Hence, Woxic actually getting alive, or staying alive, sorry, in that position. But yeah, if he hit that shot, he definitely would have gone for it. Yeah. But if anything, that saves him, because he wouldn't have won the round, surely not expecting the second player in apartments. That would be just a next-level prediction from Crystal.
It's almost would have led to his own demise. At least this way, by not getting the kill, he can give the op to Nuki. Timing. But Esperanto wants to fall back.
Imperial not looking to contest apartments. Despite having pistols, they give Hellraisers a lot of room here. And they don't have the info to play with. Hellraisers with the bomb outside of B and smokes going over, but they're just trying to bait out utility. That doesn't really exist, to be honest. We have flashes, a single incendiary for Nexa, and Angel getting in position, but it's Nuki to start things off. This one up for the CT side, trying to drag Imperial through this. He does open up to Issa. And Angel, not spotted yet in this aggressive position towards Banana, but they have an inkling.
Another good call here from Crystal. Look at how the AWP has moved its way over. Nuki's trying to get ahead of this push, and Hellraisers, they have no reason to back off here. They're just going to try to pummel their way forward. Nuki's blinded. This slows down his rotate towards Coffins, and once he gets there, it's already smoked off. Crystal's going to have to do something from the back of the site, but he gets nothing done just because he's so outnumbered, so outgunned. Tensky now tries to charge, but he's body blocked. Angel just snubs him in the face. And while he does still get this kill, the numbers begin to dwindle. A 3 versus 2 as Imperial wrap back through the construction side by side. They'll look to not die, and yet it's taken away. Bondik, they just shuts them down. Hellraisers with one hell of a half.
Yeah, that's the fast-paced, aggressive play Hellraisers are known for. And on this map, exactly. They've made such a rise on Inferno, they're showing it here in Tor. A 12-3 half, Connor.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. It doesn't make sense. They got 10 rounds in a row before Imperial finally got back into the game. After winning the pistol, that is.
Although, curiously enough, yesterday on Dust 2 versus North, it was 3 rounds on the CT side. No, even less, 2. That's right, they started on the offense.
It was Imperial to pull it back after...
Well, there's the silver lining here.
No, it was Imperial to throw away the 12-3 lead.
Yeah, but...
Not pull it back.
No, but again, you know, this is a 3rd round on a CT side. Yesterday they only got 2.
Improving.
Now they're switching. This is their chance to set the pace, but I don't think Hellraisers are going to let them. If anything, I don't think Hellraisers let off the gas pedal here.
It would be hard to imagine that, but let's see if Imperial have any strategy on the pistol round to surprise us, or more specifically, surprise Hellraisers. DevFox on the kit. Imperial with a fair bit of utility to show off something here. They've got a Molotov, 2 smokes, an HE in fact. It's clearly a game plan ahead of them as we head into this second half. Hellraisers, will they continue this aggression on the CT side? It seems to be the case. Woxic's already kicked off down Banana, and look at the push from Angel. He just takes a kill in second mid. They won't even fall back. Hellraisers are not satisfied with a 5-on-3. They want a 5-on-0, and they'll continue. Nuki tries to trade, but it's Angel from the top of middle to keep things in check. Man advantage still for Hellraisers, but they realize eventually they've got to fall back because Tensky is hunting down 1. As Bondik falls back towards B, he's got no support. He better be calling for those rotates.
Yeah, you can see them moving around Arch, but in fact they split. One lingers towards the A site, and Bondik's going to have to just give up more space. Look at the HP for Angel. 4 health the difference. It will be the bomb plant and a banana position for Crystal, but these terrorists are now sectioned off. Crystal has a Molotov. No kit, no smoke for Hellraisers. And it's not as though Bondik or Angel can jump on the bomb to defuse it either, so time is really an issue.
But a slow push back in for Hellraisers. They start to make contact, and Tensky's already dead before you know it. Crystal, Molly on the bomb, but is it going to be enough? He needs to get kills on top of that as well, because Hellraisers, they should just have that time to waste it. Angel peeking out, but Issa's going to grab the kill, and Hellraisers, they've got it. They're on the bomb. The Molotov completely missed it, landed in the pool. And a pool of fire, but Hellraisers, they don't have the time. Imperial win the round. It looked like it was theirs.
That is incredibly close, but not close enough. So a saving grace for Imperial. God-given gift. Wow. Crystal misses the Molotov, and still they manage the round. There's actually no excuse for that either, because the diffuser could have jumped on so fast, right? You had 2 players pushing into Banana, but slow pace, they wanted their trades, and now they're going to have to work a little bit harder. They'll play off the back foot in the 17th round, and wow, Scout's down. Nuki topples it, putting all the pressure back onto the pistol players until they do retrieve the Scout a second time. Issa will try his hand.
No, he won't. That was like the first half. He had a UMP and he was still using the Deagle. Very confident Deagle player. Hellraisers a strong pistol team, and Angel going to show us why. Already just pushing down mid and finishing off Nexa. Nuki's still low as well, and the peek out from DevFox is fantastic. Double kill with the CZ-75, dropping the bomb. As if Hellraisers need more information to stack this site. They've got every single man here. And with the bomb out of the grasp of Imperial, and Hellraisers in with a shot of winning this round. Not even a shot, Connor. I think Imperial are the ones at a disadvantage now. They're trying to find a kill on the flank, but Hellraisers are not giving it to them. They're grouped up in the CT spawn, watching for this wrap to potentially come through. But if Imperial are going to wrap that CT spawn to B, they've got to go fast.
Yeah, which they are now doing, picking up that pace, trying to get ahead of this, but you can already see Hellraisers, oh, they're contemplating the possibility. They'd be right in doing so. Dead Fox going to make first contact. Doesn't get a kill, but does prime Issa to just take these down with a single shot. Both players susceptible to the scout. Now the Deagle, not even needed. Bondik further back, and Hellraisers will make the upset happen. Poor Imperial had a chance, or so they thought at least.
That's both pistols for Imperial, Connor, and 4 rounds.
That's depressing.
Well, struggling with conversions at the very least seems to be a problem here for this mix. And actually 2 European mixes as well, but Hellraisers is clearly being stronger, at least on Inferno. Woxic again back to middle with the scout, but this time Nuki doesn't have the Galil to fight it back. Angel, again, he's just been so aggressive. Since the pistol, every round he has pushed mid. Every round.
Yeah, again, they have no reason to shy away from gunfights, right? They're so confident and at this point reassured that they are better than their opponents. They simply seek to bully them. This is the result to me that could have happened had Torque not started off with a stronger, train game, right? AGO, once they kind of got their rhythm going, no issue whatsoever. No ripples in the water. Imperial facing the same fate. Like mentioned, despite winning both pistols, they haven't converted either. Difficult times ahead, but at least they're going to group themselves up, try to play the numbers game towards A. And we do have Hellraisers double guessing and splitting themselves 50-50. It's brackets they look to lock down.
Hey, a 2-on-4. I would bargain on Hellraisers at this point. Issa's here with the M4 as well. He can lock this down. His teammate smoked off, but will one man be enough? That's the question. There's the peak. There's the kills. 2 of them coming straight through. And the third from Issa. Bomb down. Round over. Hellraisers at 14, Connor.
Is one man enough was the question. Well, this is the answer. 3 frags for him. The M4 not even tested. He catches them off guard by emerging from the side of porch. Bomb carrier as well, right? There is that exit out from balcony while he gets this 3K, but his teammate's there to clean it up. So 2 players, as said, all you need. If you're going to gamble on a 2v4 in Hellraiser's favor, that's some profits for you, Hugo.
Now Hellraisers just 1 round away from securing OT, although I don't think it'll be going that far. Imperial on a force till the game is over, whether win or lose. Pistols in play, and Hellraisers backed a bit of aggression here up in the apartments here from Issa. A common position to see him in. But with the deep smoke down, he's not going to be able to take too much of a fight and has to be careful because in the midst of the smoke, Nexa could push up, get aggressive, and that CZ can certainly be better than the M4 at close range. Very fast fire rate. The ability to just double dink him down, but it's not going to be trial just yet. Imperial look back towards Boiler and middle where Woxic sits. No AWP, but the scout. There's the first. Tag in, pistol out. He's just going to go right back for more. Nexa will trade, but again, it's Issa looking for a big kill from the back of the pit.
Banks the flash off the wall, but Nuki in the meantime is Issa out of there. Now Bondik's gotten himself into position. It is just Nuki left over as Angel comes in from behind. He sweeps it, or so he thinks he can. Bit of a situation being made here by Nuki. Remember, Bondik's already tagged up. What a headshot. CZ. No problem.
That'll do it, I think. 4 kills for Nuki there in that round, and Hellraisers set up perfectly. The flash over the top would have been perfect, but he was just pushed by it. And what on earth? I couldn't even see the second player.
You don't get those kills if he has an M4.
Yeah, right.
That weapon is literally better.
$500, by the way.
Oh my goodness.
14-5 to Hellraisers, and Woxic, he's upgraded from the scout to the AWP, although his team are down on pistols, at least 2 of them. Imperial, though, maybe a bit of life into this one, or at least you hope. Crystal does take down Angel, so the life of the IGL of Hellraisers has been removed by another. But Issa in retaliation wants to get aggressive, and he's up in the apps as well. Newton X is following the angle. Issa looks away, and that will cost him his life. Now a 2-man advantage for Imperial. Hellraiser is in a bit of a rut, where they try and force frags after losing the first man, but don't play tradable positions, so they double down essentially for Imperial.
It's a situation where Hellraisers can afford to make these kinds of mistakes, right?
Yeah.
Let them try to make an individual play to draw this round back in, and if you lose, so be it. You have a massive buffer to work off of, and no real reason to think you're at a loss here. It's, again, just been very close individual plays. Remember the damage as well on both, right? Those duels could have been Hellraiser's favor. This could have been a 5 versus 3, but it's a 4v2 for Imperial as they start to parade up towards A. The Molotov holds them at bay, and Bondik then slaps them down from Arch. Bomb drop, and it all falls to Tensky. Easy peasy for Hellraisers.
How the hell do they keep winning these rounds? Again, a 3-on-5, and Hellraiser's back in control. Bomb's going to be gifted over here. Take it if you want, because Hellraiser still have that man advantage, and Deadfox may even take this fight. He falls back to the pit, grouping up with his teammate, because he knows Tensky has no time to rotate. He has to plant A. Easier said than done, but he dives out the apps and takes the 1v1, but it's the trade from Bondik to keep them in this round. 3 kills from the man himself and 15 rounds for Hellraisers. Surely Imperial are out of this one, Connor.
Again, a prime example. The reason you can afford a 3 versus 5, because you can still win them. Right? There's no reason for Hellraisers not to believe in themselves, and until we get to Dust, I don't think we'll have too much of a fight from Imperial. It's coming up. But right now we'll have a pause, so they're still looking to make this scoreline a little more respectable. Fair enough. Clearly they're capable of winning individual duels. It just comes down to these mid-round situations where Hellraisers make something of nothing.
And consistently as well.
Yes.
It's not even like it's happened once. It's happened multiple times. Look at these rounds where Issa's alone in middle, Woxit gets smoked off, and he finds 3 kills on his own up against, equipped players. I mean, that's something you just can't account for if you're Imperial.
Not a single round has been run consecutively for Imperial. It is 5 separate rounds.
And that's horrible as well, because constant resets just puts your money in such a bad spot. Hellraiser's proving that they can get it done with pistols themselves, though, but Imperial, they need to go 1 step further. In fact, 10 steps further, and then we're only in OT. Push towards the B site, Deadfox close as Bondik tries to take the mantle. He gets 2 headshots, Deadfox aggressive, but considering he's low, 1 frag in that spot's not too bad, and Bondik's still at the back of the site. 1 kill left, it's just the recent addition, and while he does grab a gun off of the body of Angel, he's still in a 1v3, being pushed from multiple positions at the same time as Hellraisers again, clearly wanting to take the fight, walks it through the smoke, and that'll be all they need. Hellraisers take the victory in map number 1, their map pick, and Inferno proving that yesterday was just a fluke.
Yeah, or it was the French.
Yeah.
One of the two, but here it is, of course, the opening map of the BO3 picked up by Hellraisers. Clinical execution in that one. Obviously, I'd say, showing the gap here between these teams. In fact, if we go to the rankings, right, it's not Imperial the furthest down. Torqued obviously at 41th position on HLTV when they came into this, 41st. Imperial 29th, and Hellraisers, I mean, this is just them asserting, again, a little bit of a gap, Hugo. They just bullied them. They were never shying away from gunfights. They would try to get duels in what was 5 versus 5s, 3 versus 5s. They didn't shy away from what was, again, just a better team.
And now, even moving forward to Dust 2, right, a map that I said Imperial should take, even if Hellraisers took Inferno, just the manner in which Hellraisers have showed us in the first map makes me quite worried for that second. Even though this isn't a map that Hellraisers are exactly trialed and tested on like Imperial are in terms of, putting up a good game yesterday regardless of losing it. I still think now I'm going to flip-flop. Hellraisers are looking fantastic.
I would be less concerned for Imperial if they had given us a close half each time on Dust 2. But remember, they had a 12-3 lead that they still lost with. So that, to me, goes to show Imperial have had 1 good half so far this tournament. And they're going to have to start with 1 in the second map. But that's what's coming up next, folk. It is Dust 2, the choice of Imperial, where another upset attempt is possible. We'll see you there.
Place your bets at gg.bet.